This video is a guide on how to use Comet Browser AI to come up with a solution for pretty much anything, including problems that you don't know how to solve yourself. So we have a really technical thing with GitHub and coding, some creating AI software without the AI background, and in reality, you don't need to have a problem this complicated to get confused on a day-to-day issue when it comes to work. And that's really where these types of tools shine. Is how to fast track the moment of being stumped and fast track research. Not only that, but how can you get help from other people automatically? So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to use the AI assistant in Slack. What I really could do is just copy and paste this message and go straight to Reddit, but I'm going to do like the most basic iteration of this. Analyze the most recent conversation I have pulled up on my Slack in regards to best practices with GitHub code base management and .env files and what the real limitations are. Look up what people do and don't know, what AI gets wrong about this. Don't stress about security because everything we're doing is private anyways and not public, so we're not worried about anything in our code base getting leaked because it's not ever going to be used by the public. So that's the problem that I'm having that I just voice to texted, and now the browser agent's going to do the research on this regarding the conversation. So I can go back to any conversation that I want that I'm having with the work that I'm doing, and I don't have to worry about that anymore, right? So that's the first thing I wanted to point out is when you're using this tool, you're not meant to just sit there and watch it work. The main point of this tool is to make sure that you're getting work done that you don't know how to do, or you're not sure that you want to do, or you just don't want to do, and then you delegate it by prompting like I just did, and then you're switching gears to focus on something else, right? Because you can see here in the tab, it's going, it's working. So I'm going to not even look at it until it's done, right? And you can turn notifications on so that when the agent's done working, it'll notify you and you can go back to that tab. With this specific problem, I'm trying to get a solution from Reddit. I want to go to Reddit and try to see what people say here. So I'm going to open up another assistant tab just on this Reddit tab while this other one works on the Slack. Find me the best subreddits for vibe coding or programming in general to discuss private repos on GitHub and sharing less secure assets because it's a private tool anyways, but also wanting to understand how VS Code or Cursor or other AI IDEs modify .env files and the best way to pass it back and forth to GitHub so that credentials don't keep breaking when working on software that requires authentication with third-party tools like Google Ads and Slack and Gmail MCPs and all those different types of tools that we're working on, so we know where to ask the right questions. And we also want to format the question in the right way. So now it's going to do the research for me on Reddit that I need as to how I'm going to post it, where I'm going to post it, if the actual information's already been posted. Use my screen to navigate to the right places to make sure that you can find the right information. See if this has already been discussed. And then I'm also going to look here as well. So it's giving me the full rundown of the conversation. I'm going to take this conversation. I'm going to go back over to this one. Below is the conversation that we have had to be very specific about what we are doing. Please make sure to incorporate that into the draft of what you want to post. And now we have it taking the research that I did, going into Reddit and being extremely particular about the post that it's going to look for to see if it can just find me a solution. As you can see here, it's also creating a task list to follow so that it can figure out exactly where we're going to be getting this information. At this interval right now, what I'm doing is I'm asking even deeper questions So I'm having to pull up even more posts on Reddit to get an even more specific answer. The reason why I'm doing this is because there are very specific things that I'm looking for that now that I have everything ready to go and I'm ready to post on Reddit, I want to be extremely articulate. Plus, I have a feeling that this question's already been answered 100 times. So, as much as I want to just write a post immediately, which is how a lot of people operate on these types of forums, I want to do my proper research quickly first. Again, not focused on watching it do research. What I'm focused on is other projects as this does this work. So what I wanted to point out is that I went through a lot of content to find the nuance to really justify making a new post. And now I know I want to post this. And I'm going to refine it one last time, and I'm going to ask AI to post this across multiple subreddits uniquely so that it doesn't look like a robot posted it. And yeah, from there I'm going to get feedback from the community. So the benefit to this is you're taking internal discussions or client discussions and rolling them up into a research paper, basically. And then you're going to Quora, like Quora.com or Reddit.com or Discord in your browser with Comet. And then you're having it do more research, justify making a post and making sure that you're coming correct with finding a solution. This is going to fast track a big chunk of what's keeping us back. And this could work in any instance. Anything technical, anything difficult, anything brain calorie draining, legal matters, financial matters, technical matters. This combines research with what you're doing internally, with what's existed externally in forums, and allows you to kind of tweak the way that you want to address discussing this to get more assistance. If you have any questions on this, please let me know.